Hi guys, it's Logan from the world of Logan, and today we aren't doing a reading video or anything like that. We are taking a quite literal sail back to the past with me, where we basically jump on the RMS Oceanic. It was RMS Oceanic from 1899 to 1914, and then it was HMS Oceanic for 1914. And so yeah, we're going to be reading up about this ship. I'm sorry if there's an orange thing in the middle. It's very annoying. So yeah, so just ignore it. The name was Oceanic. The builders were Holland and Wolff. Yeah, blah 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 blah. You can see. And the maiden voyage was 6th of September 1899. It was completed on the 26th of August that year, and it launched on the 14th of January that year. It was out of service due to fate. Well, it died, it sank. So yeah, it was. So in the late 1890s, the White Star Line's existing prestige ocean liners Majestic and Teutonic both launched in 1899. 1889. They had become outmoded due to rapid advances in marine technology. Their competitors, the Cunard Line, had introduced Campania and Lusitania in 1893. Oh, that explains it. It's German. Kaiser Wilhelm der Grosse. Now, on my tablets, you are going to be hearing some sounds. Well, you're going to hear 3 sounds. All of them are relevant. Let me find them. Right, so we have the RMS Oceanic's horn. There was a second one. They will really make a second ship of everything, apart from the Titanic too. Here we go. Yeah. Yada. So yeah, that is the RMS Oceanic's whistle. Next one is the Teutonic horn. This one is a fun one. The Teutonic's whistle is personally my favourite, but the Majestic looks like RMS majestic horn. Yeah, so these are all recordings of these old ships, horns specifically. And since I can't actually access my top screen here, I'm gonna open up come on. Is there another one? Please. I'm begging you. Right, so yeah. Oh, there we go. Right, can't actually access the top part right now. So we'll just come on, give me a search. Right, hold on. Oh. Right, so the oceanic engines were right. Okay, let's pull up this image. Look, those are the RMS oceanic engines. Oh, why is my tablet beeping now? Oh. Yeah, so those are the engines of the oceanic. And this is the hull as it was being constructed. You can see there, this bit here is where the anchor would go. And then they had the nameplate. See, as opposed to the RMS Titanic, who had its nameplate, and the RMS Olympic and HMHS Britannic, they all had their nameplates just about here in this area. So this is one of the first class, by the looks of it, dining rooms. And here is the outside of the ship after it was finished. As you can see, it's got the two smokestacks, the aft smokestacks, the AFT. Now, they had a lot of cable ties on the Oceanic, so it must have been very dangerous if it sank and all those cable ties just decided to all collapse. Like, pew, pew, pew. Now, for the special episode where there is a special episode of this series coming up. It's going to involve the webcam, and I have three items of Titanic memorabilia here, which will all be shown in another video. Well, they're all replicas, but still very cool. So yeah, you can see here, around here, in one of the, in either here, what the hell? Either here, or here, or maybe here, was probably where the Oceanic's whistles sat. So, a concept drawing of a colour variant of the Oceanic. You could see draining the water, had the anchors down, and then around here looks like maybe something similar to the RMS Celtic over there. Another ship we will cover in another video. But it looks like she's just hit a mine. And boom. A few tugboats over here maybe. Stuff like that. And here she is moored up to the side of the dock. And then you have your tugboats over here. I'm guessing the Normandic's in there somewhere. But as you can see, it looks very similar to the Titanic's front half. If you chop off the stern of one of these, and if you had an exact replica and chop off the bow, and stuck them together, you'd have the Titanic. So here is a replica model of the Oceanic, no cable ties, which is good because they were everywhere on that ship. And this is the official logo of the White Star Line. Well, it was before they became Cunard Star. No idea what they are. I'm guessing they're the Titanic Museum in Belfast. So, yeah. Her career, she was launched on the 14th of January 1999, watched by 50,000 people. And just a lot of things. Oh my god. That's the propeller blade of the Oceanic. That's very cool. But if you want to read it, I will put the link to this page in the description of this video. Okay, let's have a look at the background design and construction bits. In the late 1890s, the White Star Line's existing prestige ocean liners, Majestic and Teutonic, both launched in 1989. They had become outmoded due to rapid advances in marine technology. Their competitors, the Cunard Line, had introduced Campania and Lusitania, which are probably what gave the idea of Carpathia and Lusitania, or Lusitania if you're weird. In 1893, and from 1893, and from 97, the German, whatever that says, began introducing 4 new Kaiser class liners, which included the Kaiser Wilhelm de Gross, in order to compete with these ships. A White Star needed to produce a new flagship which could rival them. In 1897, White Star put a Cymric into service. She was bigger than the Teutonic and Majestic, but not the largest in the world. Cymric was larger than Campania and Lusitania, but not faster. Cymric introduced the strategy of luxury over speed. White Star used this strategy on the Oceanic. So that's why if we go down to this photo here, if you look at this photo here, you can see all these different paintings, and then you have your portholes here on the side of the ship. So this must be the starboard side. Then, or it might be port, I don't know. But you can see Liverpool, Great Britain, other things, a load of other things on it. The Oceanic was built at Harland and Wolff's Queen's Island Yard in Belfast, as was the tradition with White Star ships, and her keel was laid down in 97. A lot of things happened in 1897, weren't there? She was named after the first successful liner, Oceanic, of 1870. It was not the first ship to exceed Brunel's Great Eastern. Oh God! Great Eastern is another one we are going to cover in this series. It has one of the most loud horns. It had one of the most loud horns of its career, and I'm pretty sure she's dry docked somewhere currently. But long story short, for the Great Eastern's whistle, It was back when they had to use the pulley string on the funnel, and being right next to that thing as it blew off basically made you deaf. Like the dude who worked on it originally, he pulled the horn on Easton's maiden voyage. Long story short, he won't be hearing anything. He won't be hearing much anytime soon. Although not in tonnage. At 17,272 gross registered tons, the future Queen of the Ocean cost £1 million. That's not a lot. Compared to the Titanic and her sisters, that's not a lot. But to be fair, they were smaller than the Eastern, and I'm pretty sure that the Eastern was smaller than Titanic. I'm pretty sure that it was smaller than the Olympic. Never mind Titanic. And required 1,500 shipwrights to complete. However, Oceanic was not designed to be the fastest afloat or compete for the blue ribbon, as it was White Star's policy to focus on size and comfort rather than speed. Yeah, that's not true. That never was true. Oceanic was designed for a service speed of 21 knots. Wow. That is actually a lot, that. For a very small ship that's like an ant compared to, or like a human compared to a giant. The giant being Titanic or Olympic. Yeah. Oceanic. Oh, we did that bit. She was powered by two 4-cylinder triple expansion engines, which were constructed the largest of their type in the world, and could produce 2,800 indicated horsepower at 21 knot wattage, I think. In order to build the ship, a new 500-ton overhead gantry crane had to be constructed over the yard to lift the material necessary for the Oceanic's construction. Another innovation was the use of hydraulic riveting machines, which were used for the first time at Harland and Wolff during her construction. The Oceanic's bridge was integrated with her superstructure, giving her a clean, fluid look. The design feature would be omitted from the next big four White Star ships: Cedric, Celtic, Baltic, and Adriatic, with their odd but distinguishable island bridges. Nothing but the very finest was Ismay's policy towards this new venture. The architect, Richard Norman Shaw, was employed as the consultant of design for the design of much of the interiors of the ship, which were lavishly decorated in the first-class sections. Oceanic was built to accommodate 1,710 passengers, 410 first class, 300 second class, and 1,000 third class. Yeah, because everyone's going to be running around with like 20 quid. Which basically was the case back then. And plus 349 crew. In his autobiography, Titanic and Other Ships, Mr. Charles Lightoller gives an account of what it was like to be an officer on this vessel. The passenger accommodations were laid out in a manner similar to that of Teutonic and Majestic, with first class amidship, second class situated at the aft end of the superstructure, and third class divided at the front and aft ends on the vessel on 4 decks: promenade, upper, saloon, and main. First class occupied spaces on all 4 decks, which was most of which was dedicated to an array of spacious and comfortable single, 2-berth and 3-berth cabins. There was a library on board the promenade deck and a smoke room at the aft end of the upper deck, with the most impressive feature being the elegant dome which capped one or the other, which capped the first class dining room on the saloon deck. So yeah, if we go back into this picture here for the 3rd time, you can see here the dome, and then you can see where it starts, like where the gap was on the oceanic. There were berths and valets for ladies, made in close proximity to first class accommodation. Well, so yeah, we're gonna have a look at this one last bit here, and then I'm gonna go. As White Star typically ordered ships in pairs, or even trios, as it was for Titanic, Olympic, and Britannic, more on them in a future video. For Oceanic to be named Olympic was proposed. However, following the death of company chairman Thomas Ismay in 1899, the order was postponed and then cancelled. Instead, the company decided to deploy the resources to produce a set of larger liners, which would become the Big Four. Olympic was later bestowed upon the RMS Olympic of 1910. So yeah, guys, that is all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to blow that like and subscribe button. Make sure to blow both the like and subscribe buttons down to the bottom of the ocean, so far down that they touch the Titanic. Goodbye.